Hello, I'm Travis Von Bradford, and today I'm going to be telling you all the story of my friend and teacher, Peepington. Peepington is one of the reasons I have gotten into ornithology. Peepington is a Muscovy duck. I first encountered Peepington on May 9th, 2023. Me and my wife exercise a lot. We are all about being healthy and staying in shape. And one day when we were walking around this trail that is around a lake, we saw this tiny duckling writhing on the ground, and it looked like it was wet and hungry and dying. Well, at first we thought, maybe its mother or father will come back and tend to it. I noticed that a lot of other humans looked at it, but just kept on walking. And they were like, that's just too bad. As I was walking the next round, I noticed the Appalachian Mountains that oversaw this creature. And I had been thinking about how these mountains formed around the Ordovician 450 million years ago. And I superimposed all the other creatures over the past 450 million years that were writhing and dying on the ground, but no entity came. There was no anthropomorphic pre-Big Bang entity that intervened or did anything. They pretty much just died alone. And upon realizing this, I picked up the creature. At first, I tried to put it in front of other ducks to see if it was their parents. But all the other ducks ran away from it. So we took it home and we kept him in a box. He was very weak. I can't really show the picture of him when we first found him. But we got him some water, some baby milk, and some oats. And that's when he began peeping, within about a couple of hours. We decided to keep him as not just a pet, but a family friend. He began to follow me and my wife everywhere we went. He doesn't see me and my wife as separate entities. He sees us as one single entity. It was just like taking care of a child. He was very loud. We had to go through a lot of things to make sure he was okay. We went to PetSmart to get different cages to carry him in so he can go outside. We went to Tractor Supply to get him a particular kind of worms and food that he likes. We got him a swimming pool. But one day, it started to dawn on me and my wife why this duck was all alone. See, we actually are friends with a lot of bird-like creatures. And it's unusual for a baby duck to just be out there by itself. Usually there is a mother nearby or other baby ducks nearby. Yes, sometimes they get lost, but usually that's the case. That wasn't the case this time. He was literally by himself. It looked like he was wet and in pain and hurting and hungry. Well, this is why. So one night we took him back to the lake where we found him, and we all three, me, my wife, and the duck would all go walking together, and it would follow us and walk alongside us. And one night, a man of European descent came out of the shadows, and he said, "Wow, I've never seen that before." And I suppose he was referencing to the duck following me and my wife. And he proceeded to pick our duck up and brag about twisting their heads off and throwing them back in the water. That was why it was by itself. It was probably one of the ones that survived. And it tried to do it to our duck before I grabbed it and took it away from him. So one thing you need to understand is that human beings are mostly drug-addicted, neurologically defective beings who mostly want to harm other creatures. So please take that from this story as well. Well, as he got older, we noticed that we couldn't take him to the park anymore because somebody might want to kill him. So we just kept him at home and we went to other parks that wasn't this particular park. And his wing began to grow funny. So we had to take him to the vet. And the vet said he only had a 50-50 chance of flying. And this was quite unfortunate because you could tell that he had dreams of flight. He would constantly look at other birds in the sky and try to emulate them. But he beat those odds. He did end up flying. And he is not a pet. People will say, is this your pet duck? No. He is my teacher. He teaches me about flight and he teaches me about tenacity.